What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. The final game preview of the 2023 season. The New York Jets going up against the New England Patriots on the road in Foxborough. Can the Jets end their 15-game losing streak against New England? Do you want them to end their 15-game losing streak against New England? We're going to break it all down. Let's get it rocking and rolling. So the New York Jets are 6-10 heading into the final week of the season. Their offense is 32nd in offensive DVOA. The defense is 3rd in defensive DVOA, taking on the Pats, who are 4-12 heading into the final week. Offense 29th, defense 9. So this is 2 top 10 defenses and 2 bottom 5 offenses in the NFL. Bottom 4, actually, if you want to be technical. Don't expect a lot of points, although I said something similar in the game against Cleveland, and that was the polar opposite. It was points galore in Cleveland versus the New York Jets. The first half of the game was probably the worst half the Jets have played defensively in a really, really long time. It was the first time they allowed a 300-yard passer since the end of the 2021 season. It was 2 calendar years since they last allowed a 300-yard passer. So we will see if the Jets are able to get back on track a little bit defensively. So Trevor Siemian will be getting the start for the New York Jets. No more Zach Wilson in 2023. He is 0-5 in his career against the New England Patriots. He has 2 touchdowns to 7 interceptions in those 5 games. 4 of those interceptions came in the first game of his career against New England in week 2 of 2021. And his 2 touchdowns came in the same game, in a game where he had 2 touchdowns and 3 picks. So he has really struggled against New England in his career. It hasn't exactly been pretty, but Trevor Siemian's played in 4 games this year, started 2. He has 2 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions in those 4 games, a 63.9 rating. He has been relatively turnover prone since coming back in. Hasn't looked fantastic for the New York Jets. They did move the ball a little bit this last time out against Cleveland, but you also have to take into account his yards per attempt were way down. Yes, he threw for like 260 plus yards, but it's a lot of checkdowns. A lot of checkdowns with Trevor Siemian. As for Bailey Zappi, he is getting the start. It is not Mac Jones versus Zach Wilson, 2021 first rounders going head-to-head no more. Instead, it is veteran Trevor Siemian against Bailey Zappi, who is coming off of a 3-interception performance. He did not look good at all against Buffalo. Tough matchup there. So we will see what happens this go-around. If the Jets are going to be able to turn him over. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, you looked at his performance against the Steelers. He played well. In Denver, they played well enough to win the game, but last game against Buffalo was not very pretty in this one. So I would not expect either quarterback to come out and play stellar and mistake-free football. I would expect it to be sloppy. I would expect each side to get at least 1 turnover. So I don't know. If you're looking for quarterback play, don't watch this game. Last couple of notes here. Important things. The streak, Bill Belichick's potential last game as a coach. So I mentioned that the Jets are 0-15. For their last 15 against the New England Patriots. They haven't won since week 16 in 2015, where the Jets won to keep their season alive, set up a win-and-in scenario against Buffalo, and unfortunately we know how that one ended. But is this Bill's last game as the New England Patriots head coach? It is a big discussion point where it feels like it really could be. So here's the argument. Now, do you want the Jets to send Bill Belichick out with a loss? That is the question. Do you want to send him out with a loss in his final game, end the streak, end it now? Or would you rather lose for the better draft pick? Again, team numb, not telling you how to root. If you want to root for them to end the streak against Bill Belichick, that's fine. If you want to see them get the better draft pick and New England hurt their draft odds and then win or end the streak next year when it matters a little bit more in a meaningful game, that is also fine. Because here's the thing. This is where the New England Patriots currently are. They are pick 3 in the NFL draft. The Jets are pick 8. A Patriots win could drop them as far as pick 7. A loss secures a top 3 pick for them. So most likely, probably pick 3. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but a New England loss puts them in the top 3 where a win could drop them as far as pick 7. Again, it varies versus, when you're looking at strength of schedule, tiebreakers. So that's as far down as they can go. For the New York Jets, a loss can bring them up as high as pick 6, where a win could drop them as far as pick 12. So there's a 6-pick variance here. They could, if they win, theoretically fall outside of the top 10. A win could also keep them in the top 10. Again, it's not a guarantee, but they could go as far as all the way down to pick 12 or all the way up to pick 6. Hey, pick 6. That's funny. Maybe we'll see a pick 6 in this game. So a big swing there. Again, the draft is a crapshoot. It's no guarantee that if you get pick 6, you're going to get a stud versus pick 12. You're not going to get someone who could play. But moral of the story, a loss bumps the Jets up and could drop the Patriots lower. And we'll see if anything like that changes. But anyway, okay, we'll do some stat predictions before I get into the score and picks in this game. Trevor Siemian, I'll say he goes 21 of 36, which is a 58.3 completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 195 passing yards. Garrett Wilson, 8 catches, which would put him over 100. That'd put him at 101 on the season. I would like to see him go over 100 catches. He went over 1,000 yards last week. I have him at 81 yards, which would put him right around 1,100, a little bit below 1,100, but right around that number. As for Breece Hall, I'm going to give him 15 carries, 68 yards, 9 catches for 71 yards and a receiving touchdown. Breece, with that yardage total, he has a chance to hit 900. This would put him a little bit under 900 rushing yards, but in a down Breece Hall year, if he could get right around 900 yards, 9 total touchdowns, that'd be pretty impressive if you ask me, with things ramping back up for him. And what many were considering a lost season because of just how bad the rushing numbers were for a few weeks. They've come on really strong the last 2 weeks. It would be nice to see him end on a positive note with another big game. So what I can tell you, that I'm rooting for Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall offensively. It'd be nice to see them put up some good numbers. All right, time for my picks against the spread. 6-9-1 on the season. I'm going with the Jets plus 1.5. This feels like a game that the Jets win, and then you debate for the offseason if it was the right thing for the Jets to win or not. So I'm going to take them to win 16-9. I think it'll be a sloppy, low-scoring, ugly kind of game. I do think they end the streak, which then is like, hey, you got Bill Belichick in his last game, but it was a little bit of a meaningless game, so it doesn't matter as much. But this feels like a game that the Jets win. As for Casey, she is 7-8-1 against the spread. Let's see who she likes. Casey is also on the Jets plus 1.5. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What's your predictions for this game? How did the Jets end their season? Let me know. Sound off below. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.